Welcome back to the Knick-Knack Review. I'm your host, Clint the Knick-Knack, and today we're checking out the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer, number 2. Let's get started. Now there's a lot going on in this trailer. I'm really not going to try to pick out every single scene in this trailer. However, I do want to mention a few things that obviously this story is about. It's not really about a what if scenario, but it definitely covers a what if storyline. Now, if you actually watch the What If series on Disney Plus, you'll be familiar with a certain storyline where Strange goes back in time so many times to save his girlfriend from dying in a car crash, and he realizes no matter how many times he tries, he just can't do it. So he basically takes the power of all of these beings to become like the ultimate sorcerer supreme, to where he can just stop everybody from dying and just control reality, and the reality ends up collapsing on himself. He becomes kind of like an evil Doctor Strange. I urge you to go watch this episode before going to see the movie, because you'll be a little bit more familiar, but that's basically the plot. This movie seems to be somewhat similar. However, it's not going to, it doesn't seem like it's going to try to, he's going to stop her from dying, rather than it's going to be the repercussions of what happened in No Way Home. This movie seems to be dealing with the multiverse, obviously, but like in a way that is just like, it's almost kind of reminds me of in the first movie of Doctor Strange, where he's going through all these different, looks like realities, where he's growing fingers on his fingers, and he's going through different planes of existence. It's kind of like that, but the whole movie. And of course, I'm not going to just not mention the cameo that I'm actually shocked they allowed this in the trailer. I still can't believe this. Okay, so we have Doctor Strange being basically arrested and brought by Ultron bots to what seems to be the Illuminati. And you can't have the Illuminati without all the characters. And I would say the leader of it is Professor X himself. And it sure sounds like Patrick Stewart came back for this movie, and I'm sure he'll be somewhat de-aged. He doesn't really look that much different, but obviously if you compare him to the very first X-Men movie to now, yes, you do see a difference, but it wouldn't take much to de-age him, and as long as they do better than the last few times they de-aged them, then I think they'll be okay. Again, I'm really surprised they actually put that in the trailer. I was going crazy just listening to that, seeing that, and it confirms the Illuminati, which pretty much everybody kind of guessed, those who are familiar with the comic books, and that means we should have a version of Black Panther. We should have a Reed Richards. Now, there are rumors saying that John Krasinski is going to actually be a variant of Reed Richards. However, I would actually like him to be the Reed Richards of the MCU. So I don't know how true that is, but as long as he's Reed Richards, I think the fans will be really happy, and we've been wanting that for years now. And there's also this one scene where it looks like Wanda's battling what looks like to be Captain Marvel, but at a closer look, and I've kind of looked at so many videos that zoom in and kind of enhance the video, it really looks like Superior Iron Man, and I kind of support that theory. Obviously, I have nothing else to go by except the video. And if that's the case, then Tom Cruise is rumored to be Iron Man, and I personally would love to see that, not because of Iron Man in general, but Tom Cruise originally, when the first Iron Man was coming out, he was originally cast to play Tony Stark, but because of scheduling conflicts, and I don't believe he wanted to be tied down to multiple movies at the time, therefore he dropped out, and Robert Downey Jr. stepped in. I really believe that that is him. I have seen some supposed leaked pictures of him on set. I don't know if that's true, so I will take it with a grain of salt. But I'm really hoping it is true that he is in this movie, because I would love to see his take on Tony Stark. I, for one, have always been supportive of him as Tony Stark, but since he didn't get the chance to play it, I think he's going to really show not only a different version than Robert Downey Jr., but I wouldn't say a more accurate, but a different one, but one that you will recognize saying, oh yeah, that's totally Tony Stark. However, considering it's Tom Cruise, you're going to get that alteration. So it's a variant, so therefore it'll be okay. We also get our first look at America Chavez in live action, and I think that's quite cool. They actually showed her in the trailer. Now, I really hope they flesh out her character, give her a nice development, because I'm sure they're leading into Young Avengers. But I really hope they, since she is in the movie, I don't know where she fits in this. I don't have as much knowledge as I would like to of the character. However, I'm curious to see what role she plays in, and also how they're going to set her up for Young Avengers. And also, Rachel McAdams comes back for this movie. Looks like they're possibly getting married, but I feel like that's a dream. I feel like that's one of his alternate realities. Who knows? Maybe she passed away and like off camera, and like he's having these dreams where he marries her and wakes up and oh, she's gone. I don't know. I think that actually would be kind of interesting. I really don't think they're going to go that route as far as like that's what causes all of this. I really think what's going to be the main thing is that what Wanda did and what Strange did in No Way Home. I do like one thing that Wanda said. Now I'm ad-libbing here, but basically she was like, "Oh, when you screw up reality, you're a hero. When I do it, I'm a villain. That's not fair." And you know she's got something there, because you can argue that she was wrong and he was right. He was trying to save things and she was being selfish, but ultimately they both messed with reality. She held people captive, which it was a great show, but she held people captive and he was trying to fix things. However, he did affect people in general everywhere across the multiverse. So I really can't wait to see. Actually, I want to see them clashing, but I don't want to see them clashing as much as I want to see just him kind of being the mentor. Agatha Harkins in the comic books was the one who taught Wanda how to do that. She was the mentor to Wanda. So maybe Strange can be that to Wanda and kind of bring her, I wouldn't say necessarily from the dark side and bring her to the light, but just keep her from going completely villain. However, I do believe she will be the main villain in this movie. And whew, wow, just from the trailer, I'm excited to see what they're going to make her capable of. Well, that's all I got today, guys. I just wanted to do a quick recap of the trailer. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the trailer and what you think's going to happen. Let me know what you spotted, because there was a lot to see. A lot of times I paused this movie and I couldn't get everything. Also, while you're in the comments, let me know what you'd like to see me review next. And while you're there, don't forget to, well, you know what to do. As always, I am Clint the Knickknack, and I will see you on the next one.